The cardiovascular system, the sheep heart. The heart is organized into three different layers. The first layer is the epicardium, which covers the surface of the heart. And you can see here that I'm pulling away the epicardium. And what's underneath the epicardium is the myocardium. This is the posterior dorsal view of the sheep heart. And this pointed posterior end of the heart is the apex of the heart. And the wider anterior end of the heart is the base of the heart. At the base of the heart, we have blood vessels that carry blood to and from the heart. Also, with the anterior ventral view of the heart, we can locate the right and left atria, which are located at the base of the heart. So, right here, we have the left atrium on this side and the right atrium on this side. So the blood going in the right atrium is deoxygenated and the blood in the left atrium is oxygenated. Each atrium there's a thin flap or appendage. So as you can see, we have a thin flap right here, and this is the left atrium. And the right atrium, a thin flap, kind of right here. And these appendages are known as the auricle, and these collect blood and push it into their respective ventricles. So speaking of ventricles, we have the right ventricle on this side and the left ventricle right here. So the left ventricle actually has thicker muscle walls because it pumps blood to the entire body, whereas the right ventricle only pumps blood to a certain area of the body. So moving along, we have the interventricular sulcus. And the sulcus is this line right here. The interventricular sulci separates the left ventricle from the right ventricle. And the major blood vessels found in the sulcus is the coronary blood vessel. Moving along, I'm going to point out the pulmonary trunk, and this trunk carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. So again, if we look at the sheep heart from the anterior ventral view, this right here I can show it. This right here is the pulmonary trunk. And again, it carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. And next, I am going to point out the aorta. The aorta, which is the largest blood vessel that we can see, sends oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the rest of the body. So again, this interventricular sulci separates the right ventricle from the left ventricle, and the aorta, the largest blood vessel, which is this vessel right here that we can see. And again, it sends oxygenated blood from the left ventricle, this left ventricle, to the rest of the body. So moving along, I will be pointing out the ascending aorta, which is actually the first section of the aorta, and it starts from the left ventricle of the heart and extends to the aorta arch. So let's to locate the aorta. It's a little bit hard to kind of see where the arch is. This side will be a little bit better. So the ascending arch would have to be this right here, because it's connected to the left ventricle. So it's connected to the ascending arch will have to start somewhere in this area, because it's gonna send oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the rest of the body. So the ascending arch will be somewhere in this area. And it extends to what's known as the aorta arch, which is the entire arch. And I will be talking a little bit more about the aorta arch in a few seconds.